Dubs is coming.
Yeah, I just spoke to him a couple days ago.
I just saw him.
And he said he'd be
He
here.
was eating wings.
Should we wait a sec or? Yeah, we still have a minute. There he is.
Yeah.
Wonder if Nancy Rendell would like to be on the inaugural group of people that are joining Friends of the Parks.
I will have to think about it. I have a very full schedule right
Yes,
now.
you do. I don't think it's very taxing.
Ready to
Yay.
go.
Yay!
Right.
James had a few things to say.
Oh, yeah,
He walked in.
I criticized his parking.
You read. Okay, we're
That
recording.
was fun.
Yeah. Okay, I'd love to hear later. Okay, let's call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Let's see, Rachel, would you like to do the roll call?
Yes, John Coates.
Here.
Jim Mulder.
Here.
Brett Reese.
Here,
Alice Mike. Here.
Great. Hi, Wendy. Good.
Welcome.
And since we just have two people, I'll go ahead and introduce, well, everybody knows Nancy, and this is Wendy Hershey. Am I saying it right?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, yes.
And Wendy has expressed interest in volunteering to help out with parks.
Great.
So
Perfect.
Yeah.
she is our inaugural member of Friends of the Parks.
Okay,
Thanks for
Get
coming.
your badge.
that's good.
You can still run if you want.
Well, I'm glad I'm here.
Good, good, good. Let's see, how about the minutes? Did people get a chance to look at them? Good.
everything looked good to me.
Pretty short motion. Pardon?
They're pretty short and sweet.
Yeah. Motion?
Make a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, great. Board communications? Rachel?
Yeah, this would be a good time to go over that letter.
Mhm.
You wanna,
Yeah.
I have it here. I
Did
sent it out.
that got
via
sent
email.
out to everybody? Did
The
it?
one on the fence,
Pardon?
the letter about the fence.
No?
About, well, the caution tape. The
Oh, the
boardwalk, about the
caution tape,
lemonade stand.
Yes, that one.
Read.
Oh,
Family.
yep.
Yeah, thanks for forwarding that, Alison, and just a reminder that we, can't discuss things, Yeah. So, I thought this was very heartwarming and, can you put it up, Rachel, for the,
Oh, shoot.
our
I thought it
audience?
wasn't.
Yeah. This was a letter that homeowner, Mr. Reed wrote. He lives at the corner of East Bluff and is that Spring?
Yep.
Yeah. And his grandkids on the 4th of July did a lemonade stand and raised $360 and donated it to the boardwalk. And I love it. And I actually reached out to him by email to thank him and he donated through the preservation group. I just have in the back of my mind a possibility of like a matching thing related to this, but we'll wait and see what he says first. So I guess nothing else on this, unless anybody.
Anything to add? Did you ever speak to him after the letter at all?
No,
Or
I
even
haven't
through?
been here.
So what? Just because it's unsightly or what? I haven't been by there,
You know what it is? It's
a long
that,
time.
that orange snow fence, I think.
but it's a
They-
safety thing. The orange fence has to stay.
So it has to be orange?
Yes.
Okay, for 2 years, even if we don't get.
And the
money.
Yeah, the orange
landscaping,
fence can't go away.
It's
That's,
o-
that's.
it's overgrown, it just looks awful on all levels.
Okay.
Between the orange, I mean, you could landscape it to cover the orange, I mean, it looks awful.
No, but the orange fence can't go anywhere
Right.
because of safety
Safety.
reasons. That's just that's a thing. But if there's like caution tape or something like that, stuff like that, we could probably figure out a way to get rid of that, but.
I don't think there's caution tape anymore. I think
No.
there was
No,
in
it
the
looks great.
beginning.
I went up there and I took pictures and things and If I was him, I would complain more about, the orange fence matches the orange of the siren that's outside of his house. And the two big, telephone poles, I mean,
But it's just a matter of whether, I guess, like I said, I haven't been by it, so I haven't seen it.
it looks
But whether
great.
it's being maintained,
overgrown. It's
it-
around the walkway and the platform and everything there
just not
is
maintained.
overgrown. Yeah,
The
it just,
vegetation around it.
exactly.
Okay,
It just on all levels looks terrible.
well, that's something we can work with then.
And then the little sidewalk that's there is all crumbled. I mean, it looks, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Would you like to take it to Victor? You want to take it to
Oh.
Lucas?
I mean, Victor
or-
has seen this.
Pardon?
I'll
Victor
drive,
has seen this.
I'll drive by it tonight or
Yeah.
tomorrow. Yeah, then I'll,
Mhm.
yeah, if it's just a maintenance thing, yeah, I'm sure we can figure something out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I mean, the fence is gonna have to stay.
Right.
I
until
don't
we can
foresee
figure-
planting anything though, if we're gonna redo the
No.
platform anyway.
No.
No, but if it's just a matter of like taking a weed whip up there and
Oh, yeah,
Clean-
that's, yeah. that's
cleaning
fine,
up
like,
some
clean up,
brush,
Yeah.
you know,
I just
again,
don't
it just
want
hasn't
it.
been maintained.
Right,
So
yes,
that's-
and then that also parlays to the Hennessy's on the other corner who want to spend their own money to plant and are not getting any response and approval. And so they're very upset.
above
Are
us.
you sure?
Yeah, I just talked to her last night.
Okay.
I'm
I know
very
Tennessee's
sure.
out in the opposite corner, right?
Victor was able to
That name sounds
speed
familiar.
things up on one request there, vegetation management request. I don't know anything about that. It has not come to the tree board. So I don't know where that stands.
No, they are very unhappy.
On that note, I would like to rededicate ourselves to parks and try and keep things to parks as much as we can and not get sidetracked by some of these other things that are somewhat related. But, yeah. And then I'd also like to remind everybody that we're recorded, and so, myself included, let's all watch our language too. Not talking to anybody. but talking. Okay, let's see, let's move on then, to, Fall Fest, right?
That's the big one.
Let's start with Scott.
Okay. Okay, so a year ago, we had the Marina Park Committee. And the Marina Park Committee did a fantastic job improving Marina Park with the benches, the tables, the umbrellas, the games, the landscaping, the flowers. I mean, we really worked hard and got a lot of things done as a committee. And I think on our committee, there was 6 or 8 of us. Okay, this year, we're Parks and Recreation Board, and we have 4 members and, and John Cups and Rachel, so we have less people. But we had our first event last year was the Fall Fest, and it's coming back up this year. And it was a great success last year. I would say that we had between 400 and 500 people, primarily young families and things that came to the event, and everybody loved it. It's not a carnival, it's a festival. And this year, I just wanted to point out today, quickly, what are the main things of this and how much help we need, because we don't have as many members and we need volunteers. And we need help in doing this. And Rachel, can you go back to the
Yeah.
first slide that right before you? So, this was the banner that's up at the top of the hill, and, hopefully we'll use the same one this year. And this year, the date is October 1st. And, Rachel's the one that hopefully will lead this, and if we can get it up there between September 18th to the 2nd of October, it would be great for us on both sides of that for publicity. The next thing was the Straw Mountain. The Straw Mountain was a huge success. Kids climbed up there and
Maybe
climbed
I'm
down.
just for a minute and interrupt, I'm sorry. Rachel, do you have it on your list to get the 1 to go over the 2 for the date? Okay.
And do we have both sides? I think last year we only had one side,
We'll have to
If
look
I
at other
remember.
events. We'll have it up for 7 days, just like everyone else.
But on both
for the
sides.
event. Yeah, it should be on both sides. I don't think there's anything else.
because last year I think we only got one side, and things.
So
But-
it just depends on what else is going on around here.
Yeah, I don't like to steal it if there are other.
But, this is more for the people that are new to the committee and new here, what we did. This Straw Mountain, this took a lot of work. The DPW was great. And they came and used the high-low and everything, and we set it up and we built this little mountain that turned into a great climbing hill for little
Who
kids.
donates the straw?
We
It
bought it.
wasn't donated.
Yeah.
It
You know,
was
somebody
from, where
that
did we
would
end up
wanna
getting it from?
donate.
We were supposed to get it from Bill's Farm
Yeah,
Market.
Bill's Farm Market
And
was supposed to
then
do it and
they
then
had it-
Oh,
some
somebody, the
complication.
city.
And I think we had to go
donated
to, we had to go to Sheboygan.
Yeah, we went to
for it.
Sheboygan and got it. And this was done the
How
day
many bales do
before,
you need?
the day before. It's 150, right?
Yeah, it's 150.
150 bales. Some of them are in the straw mountain, some of them were in other places around the park. And, but it's straw, it's not hay, it's straw. And, last year, I don't remember, did somebody donate for the cost? I'm not sure.
Yeah, so we had a donor for the whole event last year because it was our first year. Obviously, there were last minute purchases. But now we have those and we have the same donor who's gonna pay in full for the
Okay,
event.
so we have a donor again this year.
Well,
Yeah.
I know enough farmers around here, I think I can probably get the hay or straw
The
or,
rest of it, so the leftover, the nice thing is, since it's donated, and I told people when they donated, is it just doesn't go to this. Then it went to Kiwanis for
Right,
the sled hill.
right.
And it went to the deer park. So it's not like it was for one day and then done. So
okay,
I make sure I tell people that we utilize it for other things.
Gotcha.
In the winter, and that
Okay.
kind of helps.
okay.
Right, so, you know,
I'll
that,
make a few calls between now and then, see what I can get done.
then we have to set up the day before, which is September 30th. And, you know, between Rachel and the DPW and myself, we figured it out, and Rachel was the first person to climb up there and roll down.
It was fun, the kids just loved it.
Kids
Sure.
loved it, kids loved it, and parents stood around and took pictures of the kids, and, I mean, you know, it wasn't,
Nobody
big
fell
deal,
through
but
the
it was
cracks and
something.
got hurt.
And then I'll say the other thing, you know, these are some of the activities that we had, and I assume we have these signs somewhere still. This is the caramel apples, and just so everybody understands, there's a lot of detail planning into this, the sticks, the cups, the
Are you
caramels.
cutting back on anything from what you did last year?
No.
I don't think so.
Sticking with,
I don't think we need to
had it
add.
so busy last year that
Yeah.
I wouldn't wanna cut
It was
back.
good to spread people.
Yeah,
I don't
out
think we need to
between-
add either.
I don't think we need to add anything. It was really well received, and it was really a great family event. I mean, look to the left, there's a little wagon with a kid, and look at the age of the people. It was wonderful. So caramel apples, and now it has to be a team that works those tables and the tablecloths and whatever else.
We'll get to that. I did a logistic thing from
I know.
last year, like how many tables we need, how many
Yep,
people we
yep.
need. Yep.
Yes, yeah, okay, keep going. I won't take too long. Yeah, pumpkin painting, I would say, was really the most popular thing that we did. And
they take
again,
them, I
this-
take it.
you know,
Painted them.
Yeah.
most of the people
Yeah.
painted a picture of you, John, on the pumpkin.
Yeah.
And, but you know, we had to have the right those small pumpkins for those kids and everything. It was really popular.
Do
the
we know
pumpkin
how many
painting.
we want to order this year? Do we know
Yeah,
how many we
I have.
got?
Yeah,
I
what are we
actually-
gonna do so that we have enough? Because I think this year with the promotion and advertising and the second year, we're gonna get double the number of people if the
Did we
weather is
use all the
good.
pumpkins up last year?
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
gonna-
Jack Teagan had to go out and get 100 more.
Yeah.
Last year, the weather was perfect,
Perfect.
you know, and I mean, we can only hope that it
Perfect
would be.
fall.
Jack Teagan had to end up going to Pond Hill and I think he got like 50 to 100 more pumpkins.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And did we get a couple hundred to start
Yeah.
out?
Yeah,
So
some
that's
were big that
300.
we
Do you
moved
wanna-
around.
What do we think for this year?
I'll do the math. We don't have to figure that out
Okay.
today. That's
All right.
I'll be a staffing thing.
Next, the next thing that we did was the weenie wagon. So the weenie wagon was very popular, and this year Small Batch has agreed to donate like 25% of the revenue to the Parks and Recreation Board.
That's
So
wonderful.
it's gonna be a donation, and it was very popular with both Chicago Dogs and whatever. There was a line and all.
Would
the
she
whole-
be open to another business also being there?
Well, she's never open to that, but
Who wants to?
Well, nobody, but if someone came to me and asked to do it, I couldn't necessarily turn them away either. If we think we're gonna have double the amount of people, that's gonna be, she already had I mean, they did an amazing job, but they had a long line last
right,
year.
but this year
This
they have
year-
some other techniques where
Yeah,
the hot dogs are kind of like
So,
pre-cooked a little bit.
I
so
just don't
that
wanna
they-
close us off to other
No,
people who would also.
It's
be-
fine, Rachel, but I
Yeah.
think if it's something different.
Right, yeah, not another
Yeah,
hot dog
not
stand,
another
obviously, I
hot
would
dog.
tell them that. Yeah,
And
something
it's not like we
different.
go looking for somebody, but if somebody came to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Well, and
know,
also
so,
keep that in mind, small batches donating 25%,
Right.
you kind of
That's a
wanna,
good point, yeah.
make that known,
Mhm.
Right.
kind
That's
of
part of
thing.
the deal.
Right.
so
Honestly,
that's all
right.
set, you know.
It's not mandatory, but here, this is what, these people
And
are
I would
here.
say that's why we've gone with the shoot, this year.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
listen, if you can get a wood-fired pizza place,
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
desserts or something, something that's kind of different.
something like that,
Yeah.
okay? And then, the next thing was this. Oh, the cornhole, we set up the cornhole, and I would say it wasn't as busy, because there weren't that many teenagers at this, there was more younger people.
There's so much to do, yeah.
So this year, we have the two sets of cornhole, I don't know if we need to do more than that. And
I would
last
set
year,
one up closer for the young kids.
well,
We want
no,
for the
yeah, no.
adults and move.
Every day when I go down to Marina Park in the morning, I go every day of the week almost. And some of the things we set up real close that are just for toddlers to throw
Exactly.
throw the things, but cornhole's been very successful, for sure. Okay, as far as the music goes, okay, Bonnie confirmed today that she has contacted and it's all set for what's the name,
Two-string,
two-string band. So they've committed to doing it. The budget's 250, which, isn't outrageous at all.
That's not the same band from last year.
I'm not
it's
sure.
I think this is a little more lively one than this year. I mean, they were
Last year
great
was
last
pretty
year,
quiet. Last year was
but I
pretty
think
quiet.
this is the one she originally
This is
wanted for
half as
last
much as the
year.
one last year too, we spent $400
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, I would say that the music, some people listened, but it wasn't.
Background noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was more, parents watching kids.
Mhm.
But you can see, this year compared to last year, the size of the bushes have grown a lot, thanks to Dana. And then, last year we did this pumpkin ring toss over by the tic-tac-toe. We have the sign, we have the pumpkins. I don't know, it wasn't, highly
Yeah.
used, but if we want to just have it as, it doesn't take much to do.
Right.
And it's an
simple thing
unmanned
to
and we
do.
don't need volunteers for.
And then the other thing is the checkers and the chess games were really busy during the fair. People played chess and played checkers and had a good time. And we have two sets of both the checkers and the chess that I set up every single morning, and they're all doing really well. People are taking good care of them. So they're doing good. And then, this was a great,
I thought
Thing
this was
last
the
year.
most popular.
Yeah.
This
That
was-
was really.
this
fun.
was a lot of fun. So this donut eating pole was a donation from Small Batch to build that. They have a fellow that's a contractor that built this, and we have it, and it'll be back, and it's very secure. We've got posts that go in it. We used it at Kiwanis Park also in the winter, and it was a lot of fun. But you need people to string the donuts ahead of time, right? I mean, I don't
Did we
know,
buy them? the
I don't know how
day
many donuts we strung, but
I think we did 100 donuts.
yeah, so, it takes time to have different lengths of
It's just the
strings.
plain sourdough donuts weren't there, something like
before?
that.
No, we
Well-
had the pumpkin spice, I think.
Oh, pumpkin spice.
Or no,
A
we
bunch
had
of
different
different
kinds.
Yeah, there
I
was
think
like powdered sugar, there
And
was
Yeah,
frosted,
Johann
So
donated,
Going through
Yeah.
with it.
there's chocolate too.
yeah,
He just did like a
Johann-
variety pack.
Come from Johans.
Johann's donated, and, somebody has to follow up this year with Johann's and get the
Yeah,
donut,
Yeah, from 2 days
the
ago.
donut donation. But that was really a fun thing.
Kids don't care.
The kids really loved it. I mean, it's goofy, but it's fun.
And
And
then this was the highlight. too.
Yeah, this we had where the mayor and the city manager had a donut eating challenge, which was more fun for adults. To laugh at and everything. Yeah, so I'm sure they'll do it again. And then this,
This was really popular.
this is John, this is really popular. The fire truck and the hose and kids got to squirt it and everything. And now John just told me tonight that he's gonna have some
And it'll be back,
volunteers.
it'll be back, and then I'll see if I can't get a handful of guys that wanna help out with other stuff, so. Be a good PR
That'd be
thing.
great.
Yep. There were just a lot of kids that were interested to see all of the,
Didn't they have a target or something where you got to shoot the hose at
Yeah,
it?
we can put a cone out there or something like
Okay.
that, so,
Yeah.
yeah. Get kids something to shoot at.
so that was fun. It was a nice thing to have, and John's gonna follow up this year on it. And then this is an antique tractor that we brought down last year, and people used it as a photo opportunity with the bales of straw and the pumpkins as well as the flowers. And I would say most of the photos and the scarecrow is from Small Batch also. But this was used by older people, you know, that were just, you know, there, and they thought it was really cute. It was just a good success
Mhm.
and easy to do, and I'll have the same volunteers this year. And then, you know, I don't know, Josie, who is our student representative on the Parks and Recreation Board, we haven't seen her lately, but she was able to get the National Honor Society to come down, and these were the kids that volunteered, which is great, but I think we need even more volunteers than we had last year to take care of the different events and everything, but they were great. And it was nice just to have those kids.
Mhm.
And then the other thing is, we had name tags last year, and I don't know if we were gonna do, we've talked about hats and lanyards, and whether we get something from Copy Plus, you know, to do,
I
and
think
then,
name tags are probably fine. What do you guys think?
Simple.
Yeah.
and then this year, hopefully, we have a tent already, but, you know, maybe we can have a boardwalk fundraiser tent with the, you know, somehow the banners that are similar to what we have up there at the top of and the
And if you
bottom
need an
of
extra
the
one, I've got a
boardwalk.
10x10 or a 12x12 pop-up.
We've got the tent, but you know, if we had
It's a nice
a
view, we
banner
don't need
like
it,
we have
yeah.
there in the picture, that's what's up at the top of the hill that, you know, is so nicely done right now.
You know, I was thinking, looking at that picture, if you could go back a minute, Rachel.
That's Lucy, right?
Yes, Lucy, yep. So if we have a little bit of money in the budget, we could just take the brochure and blow up the two sides of it like Scott's done here and have a couple posters on the table.
Yeah, that's what we did with the skate park.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know, I think it'll be nice to have something there for the boardwalk fundraising, since it's, you know, our responsibility and we've been working hard for it. And then, you know, the skate park, I don't know how much money they were able to raise, but kids were interested in the, you know, standing on the skate park, skateboards and things, as you can see from this picture.
I don't
So,
think there's anything wrong with promoting other parks too.
Yeah, I think it was nice.
so it was nice, you know, and I think we should do it again.
I think
Well-
it falls in line with what we're doing,
Yeah.
you know, in the overall scheme of it. So, I mean, the festivals brings everybody to the marina, but it's in general about everything that we're doing.
It is.
I
And
also
I
think what I like so much about Fall Fest and everything that we do is, you know, it's not a carnival. I mean, it's not a bouncy house and it's not a, you know, cotton
Kind of
candy. I
old-time
mean,
fun,
it's,
yeah.
yeah, it's old time fun and
What's wrong with cotton
family
candy?
fun. Well, you may, you know.
If I could interject one more thing here too, I was thinking about whether we get that guy that is the disc golf expert up at Kiwanis. And he had that basket, and remember how popular that was at
Trevor
Arbor
no
Day?
longer works for the Parks Department, but I will speak to him.
Yeah, see if you just want to be up there with his portable basket and he could give some lessons and let the kids try it.
Trevor Vanderberg.
Yeah.
So basically, I put this little presentation together because some of the members of the Parks and Recreation Board were, you know, on it last year and to see what we did and what we plan to do. And then the next slide is just a top line view. Does it go on?
So my plan is we had the Sun poster board, like a bigger version, and I'll plan to do that and bring it so that we can get everything laid out. Lucas brought a number of wooden picnic tables that we use for the different activities. And we had kind of the seating arranged in certain areas. Rachel, we lost it.
Oh, are you still looking at this one?
Yeah, just go to those last couple slides because they're just more overview.
It's a waiting video,
Oh,
is what it said on that before it went.
this
One
way.
way.
Oh, well, whatever you guys did last year, I think it's good. Just repeat it.
Right.
Yeah, it should be
I
so
mean-
so much easier
I
to.
ain't
don't
broke,
think
don't
we'll
fix
have to
it.
meet as often.
Gives me more hands.
We have
That's
all
what
the
we need.
lists and
I
everything.
mean, we got a
needs to
little
be
over a month
corrected.
to prepare,
We
so
have 6
Put out a
weeks, and
list.
we have them planned, and we know the quantities of everything, you know, from.
You need what, 20 volunteers?
Yeah, if we had 20.
Yeah, I'd
You know,
say
kind of-
maybe not 20, 10 or 15.
Okay, so
Now what?
put out the cry for help now and
Yeah,
get it lined up.
But I think, you know,
Rachel,
whatever, that, you know, it was a great success last year, and then the next thing will be what we do at Kiwanis Park in the winter, followed up by the Easter egg hunt, which was a pretty darn good success considering it was our first year.
Kiwanis was good, so we
Yeah, and Kiwanis
you know,
was
look at what we
great,
did
and so,
there.
you know, I think that
change it or not.
it's enough
Mhm.
for us.
Little things, but I think it's bringing recognition and,
Yeah.
you know, we're
Mhm.
So, you know, this is
we're
just
building.
the overview, the top line overview,
Impossible.
the main things and, you know, where we need volunteers to help execute each one of these steps. And a lot of them are already filled in because
I have it in more detail on mine too,
Yes.
if you wanna.
Dana has a very detailed plan. Here's Dana's plan,
Okay,
Dana's one.
and did you make copies for people, Rachel, or, okay. So this has some assignments on it too. So actually, this starts to happen like Wednesday so we have one more board meeting before this, just to make sure we have all the details firmed up, but we should have our plan pretty much together today. Because we will only have like a half a week before the event then. Yep, so there's the picking up all the stuff and dropping it off, and then kind of a setup day for the big stuff like Straw Mountain and the picnic tables. And then on the Friday before, the board members will be there at noon, hopefully. And we'll get all the tables into their final positions, and we get corn stalks to tie on the lamp posts down there. And Rachel, do you remember last year where they like bunches of corn stalks? They weren't like a single corn stalk.
No, they were bunches, but I'm
But,
still gonna get them from Matt Hendricks, but I'm gonna make sure the corn's off them.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
remove the corn, right?
Yeah,
Because that attracts
Attracts
the geese,
Yep,
which attracts
don't want that.
problems.
So we have, let's get 10 bundles this year. We have 9 light posts down there, I believe. So one we could put on the harbor master building or something.
and I think when we have to be careful when we put out things. I think it should say volunteers. Yeah, I wanna be careful just putting board members, just because I don't know, we can't
They're not board
guarantee that
members.
all board members will be there.
Right.
Right, they're not board
So,
members.
yeah,
So any additional
Yeah.
volunteers that might like to come would be great. Wendy, Nancy. Yeah, so just kind of get everything set up, and then day of, whoever can get there at 8:30. It does take more to get set up and stuff than you might think.
and a lot of
List
this will be
what
weather
needs to be
dependent.
done, yep. Get the tables set up, all the activity tables. Then different activity tables, if you wanna scroll. Oh, yeah, there's some few things there, so logistics stuff. I like Scott, you know, putting people kind of in charge of things, so I'll do that map again, and then a lot of that's just Rachel, you
I
know.
think we have the old map. I don't even know
Yeah.
if we need a new one.
Do you have
Oh,
it?
yeah, I still have everything.
Yeah,
Okay, I couldn't
So
find
that's
it.
what
I
I'm
have a
saying, like
picture-
doing
I
it
have a-
this year is gonna be
I have a
super
picture, I have a
easy.
picture of the
I
map.
couldn't
last
find it.
year.
so-
Yeah, I have it.
Yep. I
I am gonna put a tent on hold for Taylor Rental for the event, just like we did last year, where we cancel it like a day or two before, and then you don't get charged.
Okay.
As long as you
A
bring.
big tent that would.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Although it would cover
Mhm.
some or most of the activity. so to
yeah, I mean,
speak.
our event's only 11 to 2, so I mean, we're looking at like 50% up, and we do a tent that will look at kind of what the weather looks like,
Right.
but
That's good.
October is real there,
No, good thinking.
like anything
Yep,
else.
and then Rachel also talks to Kyle about blocking off space for the fire truck and also for the skate demo.
Yeah.
And we got the shopping list from last year, should be pretty easy. Flyers, publicity, and I thought maybe Scott could do the downtown stores, restaurants, maybe Allison could put them up at the schools.
That's fine.
And then maybe we can go in the newsletter.
Yeah, they,
PDF
they'll
flyer,
just,
whatever we
email
share
them
on.
their
This is what we
emails, so.
used last year. I just changed the date.
Yeah, Rachel, if you can get that started on,
Yeah, I sent you the
Social
updated
media.
pictures if you can.
Yep, they're on there.
With
Some
the
of them are
live
on there.
pictures, yeah.
Nothing to show
if you
you.
can send it to Bonnie, I'm sure she'd put it on the chamber.
Well, as soon as you share it online, I'll share it. And then
Volunteers, whoops, don't scroll so fast. Yeah, so if you're available, Wendy, that'd be great, Nancy, and then there'll be hopefully, kids from the school, and then,
you obviously
I've
have a
got a friend that
volunteer
wants
list
to.
from last year.
pardon?
You have a
Yeah,
volunteer
I
list
have all
from,
their emails.
yeah.
Oh, that'd be great, yeah. Funding, so we've got a commitment from the Mary Clary Reynolds Fund, so that's awesome.
Mary Claire Reynolds.
Oh, I typed off what was
That's
in
okay.
last year's. Okay. Music is all set to go. Scott's all set to go with the Scarecrow and the tractor. Then we're at the Straw Mountain, Cornhole, other games, yep, the glow stick thing.
I'll talk to Scott at Harbor Market.
So the caramel apple dipping thing, I don't know why I put you on here, Nancy.
I'm not sure I'm in town that weekend,
No,
sorry.
I might have been thinking about the wrong board.
The wrong-
Yep, so we need to put somebody in charge of that.
I mean, if I'm here, I'm happy to help.
I got Allison on something else already.
I say we just put out a bunch of things for like a volunteer group and then we deal with setting people up with
Who's
their
doing it?
spots.
Yeah.
Like the day of, I think is when we told people where to go,
Okay,
so.
I know I'm available Thursday, Friday. I have to confirm sports schedules for Saturday.
Okay. Friday is like a
Cross
big
country
day
meet.
too, like even if you can help Friday, that's really helpful.
I'll probably bring my crew down and help out for an hour
And
or two.
DPW was really good last year of being really available on Friday for anything we needed, so that helped.
Yeah, and this year we should be, last year we were trying to figure out how to build the Straw Mountain, so to speak. We had a drawing and a picture and everything, but, we still kind of
Right.
zigged and zagged a little bit to
Improvised,
make
yeah.
it safe and good for the kids with the little
yeah, and
ramps.
then that's
remember?
it, and then if we do want to add the disc golf thing, that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll talk to
The
Trevor.
one new thing this year.
I'm sure he will. I
Yeah.
don't see why he
I think
wouldn't.
it'd be fun.
That could be
It's
cool.
become a huge thing, so.
Yep.
Sorry, Rachel has a really long list. So this was off last year's, just things
Yeah,
that needed
I have
doing.
this too.
Okay,
Perfect.
Good.
Thanks.
and is that it? I think that's it.
So we will get working on that and
So timing wise and publicity. Not to get it out too early to where it ends up kind of not in people's minds. Do you think 2 weeks before we start?
2 weeks.
Earlier?
yeah, we'll put it in the like school newsletter like we did before, Harbor
flyers
Light.
out.
So again,
Yeah.
get through Labor Day, get,
Oh,
let
yeah.
school get started, let things kind of settle into place and then.
The nice thing is the Harbor Light will probably be able to like post an article with like a picture from last year. People will be
Yeah.
like, oh, like I remember that. Cause the farmer's market's doing a fall fest the
The
weekend
week
after
weekend
ours.
after.
So, but it's a little different, so.
And so Rachel, you can make copies and get them to Allison and Scott.
Yeah.
And I have the press release from last year that Sharon wrote, so I can
Okay.
tune that up a little bit
That's
and
cool.
get that to you.
Perfect.
That's
Share
all
on
I've got.
social media. And
Yeah, get this out
Good
on
to go.
social media.
I'll put it in the Petoskey News Review.
I think the weather's good. I think it'll be another hit.
I
So
think
Yeah.
so too, yeah.
just never know with weather in the fall.
Mhm.
Okay.
Great.
I see you do have a rain date, so that's better. I was curious about
Well,
that. So
We
That
have a
was-
rain date, but the hiccup with the rain date, well, it's not a hiccup, maybe it is for you guys. I'm gonna be in Boston the next weekend for 5 days.
So do we have a rain date or do we have a tent? I think we should decide one way or the other.
I would do a 10
I agree with it.
because,
Because,
yeah,
just like the Easter egg hunt, it
right.
was snowing, sleeting, but nobody
The
cared.
likelihood is gonna be a torrential storm, of 3 hours of events pretty quickly. So I say we just run with it.
Okay,
Good,
good.
that's
All
great.
right, let's move on to the boardwalk update.
Okay. Let me go to the city website and I will tell you
While you're
exactly
looking
where
at
we're
that,
at.
did you get a chance?
Yeah, so that was the last donation we received, was from that letter.
Okay,
So,
so how much do you have? What's your?
I don't know. She just said that was the last donation since the last
Okay.
meeting.
Okay. Our total through the city is $1,043 and. Yeah, $143,445, so, yeah. But there are people who are interested and people who have called and people have requested more information about it. So that's good. And.
I would suggest let's wait to our next meeting, but why don't we try and think of a fall fundraiser?
Something, yeah. And also,
Read a little.
Yeah, and right,
into it.
unfortunately, right now, I think it's a political thing, so we gotta get,
Mhm.
I think we gotta get through
and ultimately we could look at.
we
Well,
gotta get through the stuff
Mhm.
here this summer and fall and then dial some things in.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because it's really a council matter. I mean, it is parks, like we're fundraising for it, but ultimately it's a council decision. But it'll be, if we don't have the funds raised by this fall, the winter, I mean, Cups, you can probably test this, we won't find a contractor to do it in spring.
No,
So then we look
It'll-
at it, there won't be a
it'll
boardwalk
turn
for
around,
next
it's gonna-
summer, so do we apply for more grants?
yep,
And that would be a DNR grant probably, if that's.
so
what it
that's
is.
the good news about having the master
I
plan
think you
done.
apply
is
for the
that's
grants anyway.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, most likely, and that'd be in the spring, but the thing with the grants is, the only reason I say that is because if you apply for a DNR grant, they're due in April, which is great, like, I think it's a good fit for it. Those usually take another year, so then we're not looking at a boardwalk
It's the
until
unfortunate
twenty
thing is-
twenty-four.
finding somebody.
I mean,
to
that's just
do
looking
it.
what it is, but,
You're just
Mhm.
gonna keep pushing it,
mhm,
off,
so.
unfortunately, but I mean, it's just the way.
But you can't start the process till you have.
But also the
a lot
nice
of money
thing
committed.
about the grant is it'd be a match, and our fundraising would already most likely be to that match.
Yeah,
So
I-
nothing then would come from the city general.
I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I think if we were at least halfway
Mhm.
to the goal, then I think that could start the process.
Mhm. So you think the city could fund half of it?
Well, given where we're at right now, no.
No,
No.
no.
But that's not
They did-
saying
No.
the match.
Did
would
everybody-
actually
I mean, absolutely not.
DNR,
Yeah.
yeah, and then nothing would come out of general fund.
Police millage, right?
Yes,
1 mil.
but there's a lot of ifs, ands, and maybes.
Yeah,
I mean, November's not
And I
gonna
don't
be
even
fun.
think with that, the city would be
No.
able to, even
No.
if that goes through, that's not gonna
It's not gonna free up enough.
free up the funds for this.
No, not,
not the whole thing.
no, I mean, not to say there can't be something earmarked for it, but not that amount. Not right now.
So the good news is that with the master plan done, that's gonna open up a lot more grants for us to apply for.
And with the RRC committee doing what they're doing, opening up avenues for different things, yeah, this is just stuff that unfortunately should have been done many years ago. And things are now
So some
getting
catch up
done. It's
first,
gonna
yeah.
open up avenues for a lot of different things. It's just, we have a lot of things we'd like to get done and can't,
Yes,
so. But I think we're going in the right direction.
yep. And Rachel, that's it on the boardwalk. I think anything else on that? Yeah. So let's move on to the master plan update. It's done. Oh, when I was in Seattle, I looked through it and there still are typos and grammar problems
Yeah,
in
we'll have
there, so
to-
I've got to go back through.
We've been staring at it for like 4 months, so we might have to have like a fourth pair of eyes read through it, like
Yeah,
Victor or
exactly.
somebody.
So anyways, is this available if you want to look at it? Wendy, is it available to see
No,
somewhere?
not yet,
Yeah.
it's not out for public review.
If there's something online about the master plan.
It's not up yet,
That's
so
the
the
city
city
master
master plan
plan,
is
the harbor
online.
master
plan.
And the harbor commission is online. Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
It's not
Yeah, let
a-
me, I'm gonna go through it.
It's
when
not
I'm done.
obnoxiously long.
No, that's fair. You're fine. I mean, I'm a pretty good proofer and
Yeah.
I know sort of what's in it, but I don't know the
And you gotta
language,
look at it.
which is
100
better.
times.
If I'm gonna
Right.
proof, it's better if I haven't read it.
But
So-
our question is, were there any
Volunteer.
board members that had any large changes they would like made before we put it out for the 30-day review?
I think generically, I thought it was pretty good.
Okay,
I mean, it
okay,
calls
we just
everything
wanna
out.
make
It's-
sure before we do the 30-day review and then we have a public hearing and then
Yeah.
we're making a bunch of changes. I'd rather get some of the changes.
Well,
But
my
before we put
educational
it
level's
out
not on
for
the
the
proofreading
review,
side,
let's
so.
get the I'll get the grammar fixed.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So let's
I'll
give
proof-
that,
I'll proof it. for you.
Yeah, we'll give that like a week. Is that enough?
Yeah, I'll do it in the next. couple
Let me
of
give her
days.
first go, because I'm embarrassed to even have to really go
Okay,
through.
it's up to you, but I'm happy to.
So
Which
do
is tough to snuck through.
I can do it by this weekend.
Okay,
There's a lot of copying and pasting too. I noticed that
What's
too.
that?
There was some copying.
And
pasting
that,
here.
that always.
They
makes
did it, yeah, I noticed that.
How
yeah.
come it says the same thing 4 times right here?
So just to review the process then, so once we do the grammar review and then it gets posted online for 30 days.
So then it goes, then I'm gonna take it to Nick, the clerk.
Okay.
He puts it, yes, he puts a notice in the paper of the review and the public hearing in 30 days, which we'll do at a board meeting, just tag it on. And then it'll go on the website, we'll post it on social media, wait the 30 days, do the public hearing. Then our board needs to have a resolution to approve it. And then city council needs a resolution to approve it. Then it has to go to Emmett County Parks Department and planning. And I have to print and prove that that happened, and then it goes to DNR.
Yeah.
So
Takes long.
there's a lot, yeah, DNR wants a lot.
So by the first of the year.
Yeah.
It should be done by the end of October. It should all be into DNR. And, yeah, it should be completed.
You realize we're in the middle of August.
I was just gonna say, how are you gonna do that?
The last few things are pretty quick. Like Victor has it done where it's about the end of.
I was thinking the county,
October.
nothing happens fast at the
Did I
county.
say August? I'm at October, end of
Victor's
October.
already okayed it, right?
Yeah, so
Okay,
it'll be somewhere around there pending. It's the meetings that cause the hiccup,
And-
having it line up,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
So,
can always call a special meeting.
yeah, and we could call a special meeting just
Special
for the
meeting
resolution.
for-
Because our meeting, because their meeting, what I'm
Comes
thinking is
right
we'll
before.
do is, because council has a meeting and then we have a meeting. So what we would do is we would probably have our meeting the week before,
That would
do the
make sense.
resolution, make sure then they have it for theirs, and then move it forward.
Yeah.
That seems like the most logical to me, but we can talk about
That's
that later.
It's not pressing anything, so.
And then we can apply for grants for the spring cycle. That's really the goal.
and then do we want to do any type of promotion to have the public look at it? I mean, like a little blurb in the newspaper written by Kate Bassett saying.
Well, I mean, there'll be a notice for the public hearing and that it's out for
Do
30
you
days.
read those though?
I mean, that's what they do for all the city documents. So it'll be blanket what they always do. That's why
I
Nick.
just
But I-
wonder if we do one
But I don't
little
think it
press
would hurt to
release.
reach out to Kate, because
Yeah,
Kate's very
yeah.
proactive
They did something
when it
for the
comes to
harbor
things.
plan.
So I mean, I can reach out to Kate saying, hey, you know, we got this going on.
Yep.
Want to do a little
That sounds
thing on
good.
it, and
Yeah,
she doesn't like sticking her nose into politics things, but for something with parks, I mean,
it's
that's.
not, this isn't political.
E-
Well, it
exactly.
shouldn't be political. Yeah.
No, but she would, I think she would do that,
Yeah, I think people would want
And I'm gonna
to
talk
have
to
a
her.
chance to look, I would want to have a chance to look at it.
because I've got her doing a write-up for the fire department,
Okay, yeah, let her
so
know.
I'll mention it to her.
But
Just tell her whatever she did for the harbor plan, basically, same idea.
Okay, next topic is volunteer group, and I think what we need to talk about is how we're gonna organize it and recruit and all that, and then what we would use them for.
I mean, the ones I've done in the past were word of mouth, basically. And then, what we would do, what I've done before is I've given like each board member like 10 business cards. And you take them and you pass them out, and those people either get a hold of me to volunteer, or they write their email, and then you give me those cards, and then I start like an email list.
That sounds good.
We can post on Facebook, we can do an article in the paper about it.
At Fall Fest, we can. sign
Yeah,
up sheet.
so what I was gonna say is, yes, that's a good point.
A sign sheet at Fall Fest.
So
Yeah.
tagging on what Alice was saying, because it's related, is I would like to, like, so it's getting, and I have this in my director's part, we're getting to like kind of the end of the season parks budget. And we've been really good about our budget, so we have some leftover funds, and I'd like to move some money around, and Nick knows about this. I'd like to purchase, it's not gonna be that expensive, but a 10 by 10 pop-up tent that is just for parks, because right now we're borrowing Nick Whitaker's personal pop-up
Hey.
tent.
I'll just donate one.
Okay, no, but I can't, okay, yeah, yes,
No,
but
I'll give you one. I have one
Yeah.
that's sitting, just sitting,
Yeah, but I
that I
kinda
haven't used
want-
in 3 years.
I kind of want it to like the top of it to say like Harbor Springs Parks and Recreation.
Oh, gotcha.
Like I
Can't
want
you
it
get
to
that
be.
Well, just-
screened at Carter's or something?
Yeah, I could probably get, if it had like a topper. I
This
could
is a
probably-
light blue. I think
That's
it's a light-
perfect, then
I
that's
think it's light
fine, yeah,
blue.
but I want it to be branded.
Mhm.
And I want it to be lightweight, like the aluminum, where like any one of us could take it and like set it up. And then that way, when we do Fall Fest, we can have like this is the parks tent, like this is our volunteer sheet, like we're doing the boardwalk, like we're doing the ski, you know what I mean? And then we could have at Fall Fest also all the Kiwanis skates.
Mhm. I
People
think
know
that's
those
a
are going
great-
on, so that way there's like a hub
Mhm,
for all
that's
their
good.
park stuff.
Yeah, good.
Cause like people would have known who we were had we had something at the farmer's market.
So that was
You know.
Nick's tent at the farm.
Yeah,
Okay.
like they would have known that it was like parks or
Right,
like a
right.
banner or something that just
Right.
says it. Otherwise, we just kind of look lost.
I'll dig it out this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll dig it out this
Okay,
week.
cool.
Great.
I do wanna just say Susan worked really hard at the farmer's market.
Yeah, she
You know,
did.
she was there all 4 hours and worked hard, you know,
You
just
knew probably
talking to
2/3 of the
people and
people.
everything. You know,
Yeah, it was
I
nice
was
to have her there.
I was
Nice
there
to
also,
support
but
her.
not for the whole time. I was there early helping Rachel set up the tent, which was not easy.
No,
How come you had to bring a tent? She didn't give you one, Hannah?
there weren't any available because it was the kids market. So like all
It was
of
fine.
theirs, which is fine.
It worked out fine.
Okay, and then so I guess that's the first step is to get the volunteers and what do we want to use it for? So the festivals, so we do a fall fest. We do
Kiwanis.
Kiwanis. Well, it was a winter fest, but then it turned into
I would
like
just-
every couple
yeah,
of weeks we would have
okay.
a sledding event, yeah. So is it fire
Weeding,
department?
I mean, there are a bunch of different, I could make a list.
Yeah.
Weeding, yeah, the Easter egg
And
hunt.
people could kind of pick and you have to have kind of a variety because some people might want to do more maintenance things like weeding versus
We
coming
need
to
another
events
weeding
or
day
vice
at
versa.
Marina Park.
We need one,
Yeah,
okay.
you know, I mean, it won't be long, but you know,
I gotta get the
We need to
moms
do it
for
again.
Rainbird. I gotta write that down.
Do you want me to go up there with you?
No, it's okay. I have the order form from last year.
I pull out the 4-foot high weeds. You know, by some of the grass that are like really tall,
I know we didn't do it that long.
but the grass
either.
is really tall. The grasses are really
I
tall.
know, I think it turned out really nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so we will work on that.
yeah. Anything from our audience today? Comments?
You both are smiling when I used to be in the board meeting when people are smiling.
I like
So
That's better.
my director's report's pretty short.
All right,
It's basically just an outline of what we just did with the master plan, how it'll work, the 30-day public notice, our board, council, then to DNR. The Zorn Beach Playground, that
Yeah.
project starts next week. Yay!
Yay.
I know, there's a lot of town the rest of this week, that's why it's not happening this week.
Yeah,
But
so
next week, they're
exciting.
gonna start excavating. We have all
Next
the
week?
mulch. Yeah,
Did
next
you
week.
found a spot that you like
Yeah.
and that works well?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's okay, so how do I want to explain that? I guess I could bring it up. Do you want me to bring it up? I
Sure,
can show you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get a map?
You can do it.
I believe in you.
I'm so curious what you're up to here with that map.
I know, I'm just trying to. How do you bring it up where you can see it all? Goes.
Sure, the aerial view,
I know, it should be.
but things are slow. This thing has been bad
Has it?
down here.
Okay.
The first, mine at home has been
It
bad.
lost at City Hall last night, I think he lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
it's
couple
been
different
gone.
times we lost it, but I've been losing, I mean, up on Lake Road,
That's aggressive.
the internet connection's been horrible in town. You think it'd be getting better about now with everybody leaving.
Yeah.
Usually in July it's bad because the usage,
Yeah, I think
everything.
that's what it is.
but I don't know, yeah.
I was surprised. it's
My
so
live
much
stream
less
keeps
crowded
getting dropped
this
all
week.
the time.
Okay, well, I'm
That's 'cause you have
curious,
to pay the
okay.
bill.
Do you want to just go on Google Maps? Is
It's
that
actually
easier?
paid probably till next year.
Well, this should show it like,
Where you gonna put it?
yeah, this should show like an aerial view of it, like upset. I don't know why, you said Google Maps?
Yeah, just go on Google Maps and then you can zoom in and,
Harbor Springs.
Sort of beach.
Now, while we're doing this, I have another comment to make. I go down most days, almost every day to Marina Park and set up the games and whatever, but
thank you for that too.
Well, it's just fun. It's just something I love to do. But I also generally send a text to Rachel when the park needs to be swept. Because like when it rains, the geese come, and the dogs aren't there. And so then it gets loaded with geese poop. And the sweeping has worked great. And she's done a great job responding to, my request for sweeping, and
The thing actually works.
it works.
Really?
Yeah, and the harbor master is jealous that it doesn't work on the cement, the walk. It works only on the
Well,
grass.
Nancy was
But
proved wrong.
it makes a
because I
world
never
of
thought-
difference. I mean, you can go
Yeah,
down there
never-
and it's impossible to
It works, it's
walk.
just a pain,
Right.
it's so big,
I'm
and it
willing
doesn't
to
fit on a
help.
trailer, you have to drive it down.
But I'm willing to help you, I
Yeah,
know.
and then to get it
Right.
around tables is like,
Yeah, it's work.
just a little smaller,
How's
But it's
City
fine.
Beach been with the goose?
perfect, there's not been a goose in sight. We're saying it's because of the dogs.
Yeah, I was,
don't know
do
if
you
that's the truth.
think, I haven't been down as much.
There are
as some
dogs
of
there
you.
in the morning.
Yeah.
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 And I
Yeah,
was
I've
out,
taken
I
my
saw
dog.
them, but do you think there have been as many geese around this summer?
I've heard the point has had a really
Cause
big
I haven't
problem.
noticed them as much
They're-
around.
They're
I
moving
heard
right.
that too.
Now's what we're gonna tell.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fall's here. They're moving. They're flocking. They're gathering. I'm noticing them quite a bit in the UP at
okay.
the cottage. They're gathering. So
'Cause I
now
just
is when
haven't
we're gonna
noticed them
tell.
around as much.
You go and
as-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
Satellite
say there, it
Rachel.
doesn't seem like there's as much, but
Okay,
No,
Yeah.
but the cycle is
they make a lot of
here,
damage.
so, yep, we'll
So
find
you
out.
clicked on satellite, but it's not coming.
Mm-mm.
cause they're last,
Well,
the
This
summer
is the grass
before.
area.
Right.
So it's going by
So
the
here's
campus?
the grass area. If this is the flagpole, let's say this is the flagpole where my mouse is.
Yeah.
It's
You mean
gonna
the
go.
cannon? Where's the cannon?
Yeah, the
The
cannon.
cannon's right there
Okay.
too. Flagpole and cannon. Here's the beach. It's going diagonally here.
So it's going west of the cannon.
Correct. It's going in between.
Yeah.
The reasoning is, can't put it down here, one, I don't want it that close to the water, even though there is a barrier, and two, it slopes so much, we would have had to have brought it, would have made it more expensive.
Yep.
And plus, this is right by the beach, and parents, I know what they're gonna do, they're just gonna say, go play on the
One
playground.
kid's,
It's
yeah,
right
one kid's
there.
gonna be
yeah.
here once. the
Yeah,
cannon's-
so it's
yeah.
much easier. Parents can take their kids to the restroom, they can still see it, it just makes more sense. So that's where it's gonna go. And then they accidentally dropped off 30 extra yards of mulch for this. So we're just gonna order 60 more yards and then make Kiwanis up to code,
Good.
because that needs wood chips really bad.
Right.
So we'll just do it all.
Can I ask a question
Yeah.
just about, what does that do to the, I'm fine with that,
Yeah.
but to the car show and the art fair that sets up
So,
down there?
The art fair, it won't impact. The art fair only uses Upper Zorn,
Okay?
not Lower Zorn. The car show, it will impact. So they'll have to work around
You'll have
that.
to work around.
And we talked about putting it on Upper Zorn, but we didn't due to the car show and art fair. Also, we didn't want parents sending
I
their
want
kids
across the
across,
street.
yeah,
Yeah,
across
that
the
doesn't
street
make
and not being with them.
No, I think it should be.
And Nancy,
So-
there's talk of expanding the car show down Beach and down Main
Okay,
for
Oh.
next year. There's talks of expanding the zone,
okay.
and closing
I was
it.
just curious, because that's what.
Yeah, it is
No,
gonna
it-
be a comment, but my comment back
That's
was
okay.
it's one night of the year. so
Well, and it's
yeah.
also, the
Right.
playground is really important.
Yeah, people really wanted it back in,
Yeah.
and
But
it's
there's a
gonna
lot
be
of,
condensed.
there's a lot of things going into the
It's not
car
gonna be
show
long.
because
It's
it's
gonna be
expanded
so
so much.
busy with that playground with
Yeah,
little
I think it's
kids
great.
there.
I
It's
think
gonna
it's
be
great.
Yeah,
really-
and we changed the layout of it, so
Okay.
it's not as
More
long
benches
as
too,
fun.
by the
Okay.
playground.
So it didn't take up as much room. It's still gonna have the fall zone, so it's still gonna be a big
Right.
spot, but.
No, I think it's
And
great.
wood
and it
chips are
needs to
ADA
be-
accessible.
It needs to be on the same side of the street.
Yeah.
definitely. You don't
Safer.
want kids
Right.
running back and forth across that street.
So that's
Good.
going in next week. And once it's excavated and all that, so it's actually a very easy process to get it actually in.
Oh,
I need to talk to you about cement though, but we can do that later.
Oh.
Surprise, guess what
And
you're doing
then-
next week?
The Fall
Oh,
Fest, we
something.
went over, and then for the next meeting, I'd like us to think about dates for Kiwanis and how we wanna do that.
Mhm.
I think it worked really well last year. I don't think we need to do one big event. I think the separate, don't we? It went really well. But I'd like to get those out. And also getting out to families if they wanna sponsor.
Probably,
nights.
I mean, just, it's good, we're gonna think about it, but we gotta wait and see what Mother Nature brings us.
Well, yeah, but at least we'll have I just wanna say, like, are we doing it twice a month? Are we doing it a couple evenings? Are we doing days? Like, at least have an idea.
I'd
of
say
what we're
do
gonna
it
do.
twice a month with a night.
Yeah.
rent, option and a day
Yeah,
option.
I like
every
that
other
too.
weekend.
Yep,
That sounds good.
And then,
Wendy, just for your knowledge.
and I'm pretty sure we can,
It's loads of fun, so
fire department still
Yeah.
Did you hear
I think
about
we'll
the
get
fire
around
department? What is it, like a rescue toboggan for winter? And they've got this snowmobile that pulls this big trailer. And so they bring the kids back up the hill, and I think the kids were having more fun than that than the sledding.
Yeah.
And then in the
It's gonna be
warming
all-
house
All
there,
terrain ATV with the
Yeah.
rescue wagon behind it.
It's really fun.
It's fun.
Then
The
we
guys
did-
from the fire department enjoy doing it. I mean, it's
yeah.
It's fun for
Kid
everybody.
connection, it's really.
Then
a great-
inside, we do like a hot cocoa bar, whatever you
Oh,
want to
we
put in
gotta
it,
talk about
really gross stuff in it. And then hot dogs.
Hot
Yeah.
dogs and chips, yeah.
it.
just
You
really-
gotta look at that option.
And the food is free. Yeah, they don't have. So
Oh,
nobody
that's
has to pay
great.
for it, which I think is really important.
Really nice.
Because we saw
And-
families that we don't do.
So is Mary Claire Reynolds also gonna donate for all those as well?
I haven't asked yet.
Okay.
But it's some nice donors for different things up there, so I think
Not very
some,
expensive to
No.
put on, so probably talk to Jeff again about wood. I don't know where he got it from the first time. but-
I'll take care of the wood this year.
I don't know, he needs to do something.
Well, just
you
if
know
he
what?
wanted to, I mean, that was
Well, I
a
know
lot
where
of
he gets
wood.
it, so I'm just gonna make sure it wasn't just freshly cut.
I know. he get-
So it
he's
doesn't
got
like
color-
bleed out
color.
water for the first hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's something we would have to talk to Mark Keller
Yeah,
about, not
Keller.
necessarily.
Color's the one that-
I got 300 cord of wood out north. I'll just
Okay,
bring some in.
Excellent.
and then I printed the budget, like where we're at, but that was just like a pretend discussion showing that we're in the clear in every line item. So I'll probably be looking at making like a couple, not big purchases, but just little things we may need. But I was waiting until the end of the season to make sure where we're at. So yeah,
So coffee maker, warming ovens, we're good with things like that for
yeah,
these things.
That George Foreman grill really worked quite nicely, didn't it?
yeah, it
Yeah.
did, yeah. So, and oh, I also spoke to, it's kind of like a side note, but I spoke to Vanessa Warren.
Yes.
And she's willing to do pro bono and revamp that entire Kiwanis, because she did the original one for Kiwanis, that plan, and revamp it and help with the DNR grant pro bono. So that's
Wow.
nice.
That's
So
really.
all those drawings, so that's helpful. Because I think we like those drawings that she has. We just want to kind of merge them
Mhm.
together.
Mhm.
So,
Just change the concept a little bit.
yeah. Oh, and then I met with the Old Traverse Conservancy. And are you all familiar with the Viewlands? Used to be an old golf course. They're looking to put in a dog park there. It's
Wow,
a
that'd be
5-acre large dog park and then a 2-acre small dog park. And I've met with them twice on this. I have the map. Hold on, what it's gonna look like. This is kind of their view.
awesome. Where's the building?
The building, okay, so you can't see the actual building on top of the hill, like the old
So it's down at the bottom
clubhouse.
of the
It's
hill.
down at the bottom.
Okay.
But there's a
Yeah.
parking lot here. There's like an old restroom building. They'd probably just do a porta potty
It's
for
the
a while.
warehouse, yeah.
So this would be the small dog park. And
So that's
this,
so it's a drive going up.
yeah,
Yep.
and this would be the large dog park, and that's
There's
like a
the
big
little
hill
sand
going
trails.
up.
Well,
So,
so the large dog park is on the old 18th hole.
mhm. And this is in very preliminary stages, like they've had this plan, they've gotten a quote from Harbor Fence. But this will be like a next year, but they're basically looking at all these, because Petoskey, us, like, we're all in the same position where people want it, but the question is, where do you put it?
Mhm.
And nobody can answer that. So this kind of gives all the
Takes the heat off the city.
municipalities
Well, it takes a
to
liability.
partner and say,
Dog parks are a huge liability.
yeah, just to do the
Yeah,
fencing, they
that's
quoted
slightly,
over
and,
$87,000. Just to
Pardon
do
me?
the fencing is $87,000.
Yeah.
So this is a nice, I feel, if we're looking at it, because when the master plan dog park came up multiple times.
Yeah.
But I don't foresee it going in the city limits. I just don't. That's my honest answer. I don't foresee that happening. And I don't think we need to go round and round for 10 years about where to put it. So I feel like this is a nice proposal. So they're gonna talk to other municipalities and see how they feel about it. And I told them I would take it to our board to see how you all felt about it.
Do
Yeah, so
they,
when
do
you
they
pull the
want
wheel-
us to chip in?
Potentially, yeah, it would be like maintenance or helping with volunteers or like maybe it's even as simple as sending one of our DPW there like once a month.
I
You
think
know, like
those
that's
can
how-
be self-supporting, like the
But-
people that use it, you get like a key
Yeah.
fob.
But in general, my point is if it's a capital improvement project that we have, but we don't foresee it happening on our side of the budget, this is way cheaper and easier to do, to say we'll pitch in this amount of money yearly or something.
And it's
And
a
they don't-
5-minute drive.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it's a nice meet in the middle for everybody.
Well, you're
So-
talking acreage, but we're talking square footage.
Yeah.
And they're talking acres.
Yeah.
Huge.
And it already has like
Well, you
old
can
sand
get
traps.
huskies, I mean, you can get the
that,
dogs
like-
to like a run,
Yeah.
I mean, and they can't get away.
I mean, and like I said, like they have features that dog parks pay to put in, like sand traps, things for places dogs to dig,
Woods.
and that's already naturally
That's all
there.
naturally there.
So I think it's a really great concept, and I think it helps us as well.
Guess that's
Well,
So
what
I
help
met with them a
everybody.
couple
That's,
times,
that is
so.
huge.
Yeah, and I think it
I
takes
would-
pressure off beaches and, you know, and also this allows, because this would be off leash, but they also have trails where people can walk their dogs on leash. So it gives two options.
I would encourage when you talk to them though, that they would look into a fee. type
Yeah, they've talked about that.
thing
They're
where it
playing
could
around
be
with that, and
self-supporting.
they've talked to the Humane Society. So they're gonna be looking for, I think the first step will be fundraising to put the fence in and do all that legwork, and they might come to us for some advice or help if they know anyone who's willing to donate. And then it'll look into logistics of somehow partnering with them, and it might be just as simple as kind of like similar to what the townships do with us, like we throw in a percentage every year with
Mhm.
other, but it's something they're working on.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I think we should be a part of it. so.
Yeah.
Oh. And that's all I have.
Do we need like a resolution saying that we support it or?
No, I don't think, we're not there yet, but I just wanted to make sure and kind of get feelers for it, because I would like to meet with them further as I go through the process.
Probably one of those things that comes here.
Skate park,
Has to go
we
up.
are at a spot where it's 240 something, so we're at a spot where we can do it, we can do the project. Evergreen has us on their books for spring.
Okay,
Pending their other Michigan projects, but I'd like to get it in so we can move on with our ice rink and other things. But we're definitely at a point where they can come in and do a skate park, and then we probably have to do a little second phase for like landscaping, things like that around it. And then we're waiting for word on 2 large organization donors in the next like couple weeks. I'm hoping that'll put us over.
To 300.
Yeah, but we needed 200 to 300 to do substantial work, and we're there, so,
Awesome.
yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so I'm really happy.
Check
about
that one off and then move on.
Very much. So,
Progress.
yeah, that's all I have.
Good.
Good, okay. That was a good meeting. And let's adjourn at 7:02.
All
All
right,
right, thank you.
Well done.
what about that?
Last week. That was a rough meeting.